Welcome, welcome to 10 Baby Steps to Google Classroom. So glad you guys are all here. If you open the chat, I'm going to drop in the website where you're going to go and sign in 2 times, find these slides. And after you've done that, after you've signed in twice and found the slides on that website, feel free to introduce yourself in the chat. We already had a few people. Miss O'Shawn, Sandra, welcome. All right, and we're gonna go ahead and get started. I get lost in my variety of windows. Okay, so what I'd like everyone to do, if you haven't already, is go ahead and go to bit.ly/10babysteps-classroom and complete these 3 tasks. You're going to sign in 2 times, find the slides, and introduce yourself in the chat. So if you were to go to that website, you're going to click sign in. One form is to get paid, so definitely do that one for sure. And the other is to sign in to validate my Google Trainer certification so they know I'm training. And if you click on slides at the top, you will be able to find the most recent slides, and you can open these slides in a new tab and follow along. You'll also find links to all of our other, all our resources. If you click on videos, this is where all of our videos will be housed. So after we're done recording, I'll upload this to YouTube and post it here so you can come back to review. At the end of our time, I will have a 30-second evaluation for you guys to help me make this better. So many teachers have given me advice on this session, and it is like the best session ever. It's not because of me, like I didn't do it. It's because of all of these teachers giving me great feedback. And then on the website under resources, sharing is caring. And I have a document. If you get overwhelmed today and you're like, oh my gosh, I just need a piece of paper with step-by-step instructions. Guys, I gotcha with this document. Every one of the things that we're gonna do, there's a description and step-by-step instructions. Also, if we need to add more Google Classroom resources, I will add it to this document. If you keep scrolling, you'll see my favorite extensions, and you'll also see some distance learning trainings, one by Kern County and then another by Google. We'll talk about Twittervention later, and then if you like Bitmojis, there's some information about that. So hopefully you've had a chance to complete those tasks. We're going to move forward. As we move forward today, you may need to exit full screen in Zoom so that you can get to the windows or the tabs behind this screen, because I'm kind of dominating your entire screen here. So all you have to do is click on View Options on your Zoom bar, and then go to Exit Full Screen, and then it will kind of collapse a little bit, and then you'll be able to get to the tabs behind it, and then you can rejoin into full screen. So my name is Hans Tolman. I'm an educator, trainer, consultant, 16 years in education, 10 third grade, 4 years tech coach, 2 years STEAM specialist, and this year is my first year as a distance learning TOSA in Panama Buena Vista School District in Bakersfield, California, coming at you from Bakersfield, California. I'm also a Google innovator and all of that. So we're going to be sharing out what we're learning on Twitter. If you guys are on Twitter, I will be following you. Hopefully you filled out my sign-in sheet. And but we're going to be using the hashtag 10 baby steps. So if you are learning something, or if you're excited to be here, snap a picture of yourself and go to the Twitter and say, hey, we're learning about baby steps to Google Classroom, hashtag 10 baby steps. And then you'll see a chronology of everyone who's posted there in the past. And again, you guys have already seen the website, bit.ly/babysteps-classroom. So if you're just joining us, feel free to jump in and go to that website. I just pasted in the chat. Welcome, Kathy. So glad that you're here. Health clerk, you are so welcome to be here. Mrs. Munoz, you sound familiar. Welcome from East Whittier Middle. Melissa, welcome. SLP from East Whittier, glad you're here. Juliana, preschool speech team, welcome. So glad you're here. Helen, counselor, so glad you're here. Jessica's phone, Jessica Maris from Laurel Health Clerk, thank you. So glad that you're here. And then Mila, I'm probably not pronouncing that correctly, health clerk. We have a lot of health clerks in the house. And guess what? I like health clerks because they keep us healthy. Thank you, health clerks. I also have a document that you can find on the website that will take you through step by step, like I mentioned before. If you have any questions, please drop them in the chat. Since we have 43 people in this session, by the way, this is for a basic Google Classroom. So if you're advanced on Google Classroom, please go to somewhere where you're going to learn because this is going to be super basic and slow. Jeremy, welcome, 5th grade. And then Gina, TK at Evergreen. Sonia, Robertson, 1st grade Evergreen. Ooh, lots of Evergreen people. TK in the house. Vanessa, welcome. School office coordinator. Rosie Kennedy, so glad you guys are here. All right, and again, these are the links that you'll need to access all of the learning from today. So if you want to take a picture, I will tastefully pause for 5 seconds and let you get out your camera, snap a picture, and you can do that all along the way. That's what the college kids are doing, taking pictures of the slides. Now, if we have any intermediate or advanced technology ninjas, this is going to go slow. So, but have you guys in mind, I want you to look out for #Hans Pro Tips. Look for that little flame as I'm going through this because I'm going to have some advanced tips for you. And for those of you who didn't make it to last Tuesday, I did a how to level up your Google Classroom, and this link will take you to that web page where I have the video for that session. You're welcome. So if you're an advanced user, click on that and save that website for later. Guys, let's get started. Now, it looks like we're going to race and go fast, but I'm going to tell you what.
Can you put up those links again so I could take a picture?
Absolutely. Thank you for asking that, Laura.
Thanks.
So there's the links. The main one that has all of them, bit.ly/10babysteps classroom. And again, that's in the chat. So if you've clicked on that and if you want to bookmark that, if you have a Chrome browser, just click that star in the top right corner and you'll be able to save that as your bookmark. So let's go, guys. There are so many. Oh, I need to change this. G Suite is now called Google Workspace. And there are so many different apps, so many cool things that you can use to enhance teaching and learning. But guys, we're not going to talk about all that, okay? We are going to just focus on one thing, Google Classroom. And now they can work from anywhere. Those kids, distance learning, right? Oh, you can't lose your homework anymore. It's in the classroom. Check out some of the stuff you can do with Google Classroom. You can dance if you want. So, oh, by the way, just a quick shout out, Sylvia, glad you're here. And then I'm going to drop the link in again in case you're with us. We have 44 people in this session. Marcy, so glad you're here. Elizabeth, welcome. Janine, welcome. And Rosie, glad you're here. Veronica, Laura Miller, so glad you're here. Assistant, nice. And then Karen, thank you for being here. So why are we even using Google Classroom? Why are we here? Well, Google says Classroom helps students and teachers organize assignments, boost collaboration, and foster communication. Here's what I say. Google Classroom the purpose is to send out and collect assignments from students online. That's it. Now, there are 10 baby steps to Google Classroom, and these are all of the baby steps. And on this page, you will be able to click on any of these to go to that particular step. So all of these are live links that will go to a slide in this Google slideshow. So like if I click on sign into Google Classroom, it's going to take us there. Now, we are not going to be able to get through all of these steps in 1 hour because with beginners, I like to go super slow. And that's going to be boring for some of my advanced users, and that's okay. It's a beginner class. The very first step, people. Google Classroom, how to sign in. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to go to a new tab and go to classroom.google.com. Oh, by the way I'm going to go through this is I'm going to read you the written instructions, and then I'm going to model those written instructions, and then I'm going to give you time to do those written instructions. I do, you watch me, you do. So that's how we're going to do each of these steps, super slow. So sign into Google Classroom. You're going to go to classroom.google.com. You're going to click on Classroom. If you've never signed in before, you may have to sign in with your personal account, but I would recommend using your district account. Click the accept at the welcome message when prompted, select I'm a teacher. Now, unfortunately, I won't be able to show you how to do this one step because I already have a Google Classroom. But if I were, I would show you how to open a new tab. Go to classroom.google.com. Sorry about that. And then it would take you through the process. You would click a blue button that says go to Google Classroom and accept, sign up, Google account, accept, say that you're a teacher, don't say that you're a student, and then you'll get to a blank page that looks kind of like this. Now, I'm going to give you 2 minutes to follow these steps. On your marks, get set, go. And some of you right now are panicking. You're like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do. Take a deep breath. I'll walk you through this, okay? And I'm going to go extra slow on what I just did. So I would like you to exit this Zoom, like exit the full screen and go to a tab, new tab. My advanced users are pressing Control T for new tab. Control T, new tab in Chrome. Then I want you to type classroom.google.com in the search engine and then press enter. Classroom.google.com. Press enter. Now, those of you who already have a Google Classroom, I want you to go in there and get ready to do some stuff. If you're waiting on others to complete these tasks that you've already done before, feel free to work in your Google Classroom and get stuff done. Learn, get paid, and get work done. Now, for those of you who have never signed into Google Classroom, you're going to see a button that says go to Google Classroom. So click on that button. Sign in with your district Google account. A little pop-up will say press accept at the welcome. When prompted, say that I'm a teacher, and then you're going to click get started. The teacher has a mustache. Nice. So Mrs. O'Shan already has classes made and they come up, boom. She's ready to go. And Mrs. O'Shan, I apologize about the audio quality. The video will have much better audio, and you can turn on closed captions on that YouTube video that will be on the website tomorrow. So hopefully that will help you out. Oh, all right. Hopefully you had a chance to do that. I noticed we have a lot of health clerks in here. I want you guys to create a Google Classroom account. All right. So the second baby step is to create a class. This is what you're going to do. Go to classroom.google.com. Now that you've signed up for Google Classroom, you're going to look for a plus sign in the top right corner. Awesome. Then you're going to select Create Class. Then you're going to have a little window pop up, and it's going to ask you to add class. For the name, I want you to include your name. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay. Like something went wrong. Okay. For the section, add your school year. If you're in junior high, you would add the period. Subject, what you teach. Room, the physical room number. Administrators, you're going to create a classroom for your site or your people, your people that you manage, that you're over. Create a Google Classroom for them. Health clerks, you guys are going to create a health clerk Google Classroom for your site. If you're at one site or if you're at the district, create it. And then click create. All right, so I'm going to
sorry, for the health clerks, what do you want us to put for section and subject?
Yeah. Subject, put health.
Oh, for subject. And then what about section?
School year.
Like our
2021.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, I'm going to give you guys 2 minutes to complete this task. While I'm starting this timer, I'm going to walk through those steps again very, very slowly. I'm going to slow it down, slow jam. All right, you're going to go to a new tab, and you're going to type in classroom.google.com, or if you've already signed up and Classroom is in front of you, you are ahead of the game. So go ahead and get to your Google Classroom. I'll give you a few seconds to get there. If you get lost, open a new tab and go to classroom.google.com. Then, when you're there, look at the far right, over next to that waffle in your picture, your letter there. Click the plus sign and select Create Class. Don't join a class, create a class. I wonder if yeah. Now for the name, if you were a teacher, I would encourage you to put your name, first and last name, your grade level. If you have a mascot or whatever, year, I would put the year in the title. It's a little redundant, but it's helpful for students. For the section, so health clerks and admin, put your site that you're serving. Like, my site. Health clerks, you're going to put health clerks or whatever you want it to be. Section, the year, 2020 to 2021. Subject, health, multiple subjects, specific subject. Room, your physical room number. I'll give you 10 more seconds to complete this task. By the way, advanced users, there's a little flame at the bottom of this slide. If you have inactive just click on the 3 dots of a classroom and select archive, and it will remove the class. The class will be removed from your classroom landing page, but will still give access to the people in your class. So like I have kind of a mess of classes, so I need to go back here and I need to click on these 3 dots, archive. So I only have my active classes viewable. All right, let's go on to step number 2. Now, before we move on, are there any questions? Are there any questions? Oh no, Kathy's lost. I'm sorry, Kathy. How can I help you? Where are you at? What are you doing? Okay, so Miss S, you're asking a very good question, and this may be a problem for some of you. When you go to Google Classroom and you click on that plus sign to create a class, if it only gives you the option to join, that means for some reason, either you're a new teacher or in the Google admin console, you've been put into a category that is not a teacher. So what you can do, Miss S, or anyone who can't create a class, is just shoot a message to either your admin or your supervisor, or if you can send an email to the IT person in your district, they can let you turn that on for you. And for those of you who need the attendance, please go to the link that I just jumped in the class. Now, if you're having that issue, spoke with IT to get it fixed for me. Awesome. Thank you, Mrs. Munoz. I'm sorry about that. Now, an option that you have is you can go to, and so Mrs. Bajwa, the sign-in sheet, the slides, and all of the resources are on our site at bit.ly/10babystepsclassroom. So you can find the sign-in sheet, the slides, everything there. All right. We're going to move on, guys, since there's no questions in the chat. But for those of you who cannot create a Google Classroom, another option that you have that I'll show you right now is if you're in a Chrome browser, you can go into a new incognito window and you can go to classroom.google.com, but sign in with your personal Gmail account. And you can use that as like a sandpit or a playground or a place to start creating and trying things out until you have creation access. All right, third step, guys. We're doing great on time. Once you've created your Google Classroom, you're going to want to be able to communicate with your students and parents. So you're going to do that by posting an announcement. An announcement is just going to show up on your stream so your parents, students can see it. So in your classroom, you're going to click on stream at the top once you've created your classroom. Then you're going to click on the rectangle below that says share something with your class. And then you're going to type a welcome message. Maybe include the purpose of your Google Classroom and expectations that you have. You can click add if you would like to add a link or a resource, like a Drive file or upload a file or a video. Then next to post, there's a little pull down menu and you can either choose to post it, schedule it, or save it as a draft. All right, Elizabeth, I'm going to walk you through this right now. I'm going to show you and then I'm going to release you. So once you're in your Google Classroom and you've created your class, here's a class I've created. I'm going to click on stream at the top. If it's underlined and highlighted, that means I'm already there in the stream. And when I tell kids what the stream is where assignments, announcements, things are posted. The new one's at the top, pushes the old one down, and it keeps on flowing. The stream keeps on a-flowing, just like in Facebook. That thread, new stuff at the top, pushes the old stuff down. So you're going to click on share something with your class, and then you're going to type a welcome message to your students. Admin, you're going to write a welcome message to your staff. Later, you can add them as students. So when you're done writing your welcome message, there's an add button where you can add a Google Drive file, a link to a website, a file, a YouTube video. You don't have to do that right now. But next to post, there's a little pull down menu where you can either post it right now, you could schedule to post it in the future, or you can save it as a draft. Watch what happens when I save this as a draft. 3, 2, 1, save draft. Where did it go? It's gone forever. No. Right up here, saved announcements. There's a little pull down menu, and there's my welcome message. I can open it back up, finish it, and post it when I'm ready. Post announcement, students will see the post in their streams immediately. Yes, post. So I've just shown you how to post an announcement in your Google Classroom. I'm going to give you 2 minutes to do that. On your marks, get set, go. Now, for those of you who need those steps again, let's go through it again really slowly. Here we go. I'm going to my Google Classroom, and I'm going to make sure that I'm on the stream by clicking on the stream at the top menu in my Google Classroom. If it's highlighted and underlined, that means I'm there. Next, down below your header, your classroom header, next to your little profile picture, it says share something with your class in a rectangle. I'm going to click on that, and that's where I'm going to write my message and post it. So take the next minute and 20 seconds to post that. You may begin. Thank you for letting me know. Sound muffled for everyone? I just need to turn the music. Does it sound clearer now? Okay, I think it's the music. I'm just going to leave that off for now. Yes, Jessica, I agree. The section should be the school year. So take another 30 seconds to finish posting your announcement. So, as I was saying, advanced users. Oh, sorry, Renee. Maybe I just need to play the music and stop talking. Maybe that's the secret. I'll do that. I'm going to finish talking and then we'll just listen to music. So, because. So anyways, advanced users, copy the English text, go to a new tab, go to translate.google.com, paste that English text, translate it into Spanish or whatever second language your students speak, copy that Spanish text, paste it in. 90% of the time, Google Translate is amazing. You can run it by a colleague who speaks Spanish. All right, guys, hopefully you had a chance to post an announcement. Now we're gonna go on to step 4. We are moving right along. We're only halfway through. This is great. So next step, invite students. And the way that you invite students is kind of a twofold way. I'm going to show you kind of the less useful way, and then I'll show you the more useful way. But for administrators, this will actually be very helpful, and for health clerks. So you're going to go to classroom.google.com. You're going to open the class that you want to add students to, or a group of students. At the top, next to stream, you're going to see the word people. So you're going to click on people, and then you're going to click a little icon with a plus sign to invite students. Then you're going to enter the student's email address, and then if they're in your domain, they should show up underneath. You click on them, and then you click invite. So I'm going to show you what that looks like. So I'm in my Google Classroom. I'm going to go to people at the top. Now, I could also invite another teacher to be a teacher in my class. So you could have a grade level with a Google Classroom with multiple teachers and all of their students together in one class. It's possible. But for our purposes, we're going to click the plus sign to invite students. And that's when you would type the student's name. I don't have any students in my domain, so nothing shows up. But you'd have to type not their name, their email. So if you had a list of student emails, you can copy and paste that list in here. Or there's an invite link that you can send to the students. So if there's a web page where they know where to find the link, but I'm going to show you the easiest way to invite students. And you can either go to the settings gear or the stream. I'm going to click back on the stream. And do you see where it says class code? Right below the title of your name, of your class name in the section, there's a class code, and that's all the students need to join your class. So if you click the button next to it, you can see N7 whatever, and you can post that like in wherever. You can send it out to the parents in an email, have the students join the Google Classroom. They would go to classroom.google.com, press the plus sign and click join. Students don't have the ability to create a class. You can also copy this invite link. So that's how you invite students. Now, because this is a little more involved process, I'm not going to give you time to do that because that could take forever. And we don't have students on hand right now. Step number 5, it's time to customize your classroom, people. So here's what you're going to do. You are going to go to classroom.google.com, click on the class you've created. At the bottom of the header image, you're going to click theme. And you're going to choose an option. You can select an image from the gallery and then click select as class theme. Or you can click on patterns and click a color and a pattern and choose that. Or instead of a theme, you can upload a photo as your header. Let me show you what this looks like. Oh, advanced intermediate people, check out this Google Drawing template. And I want you to spend these 2 minutes to create your own Google Classroom header. Okay? Everyone else, watch this. To change the theme of your Google Classroom, you're going to open your Google Class. Make sure that you're on the stream. You're going to click Select Theme next to this big picture right here on the bottom right. They have a gallery of general images, English and history, math and science, arts, sports, lots of sports, and other themes. Find one you like and choose it. I'm going to choose arts, and we're going to do a band theme. Notice how it's kind of green? That's going to change my entire Google Classroom to a green theme. So I click it, and now I have a green themed class that has this cool header at the top. Now, if you want, instead of a theme, if you want to upload a photo, you can click Upload Photo and upload a photo from your computer. Let me see if I have something awesome on hand. Oh, that's super awesome. Look at all these random people. There's Level Up, Slow Carb Diet. Let's do this one. This isn't going to look good because it's not a rectangle shape. So I want to see what it looks like when it looks bad. Notice how I can crop it, but it's only limiting me to this thin horizontal rectangle. So it's better if you have a horizontal place where your image is housed, or you're just going to get a horizontal section. All right, I'm going to give you guys 2 minutes to customize your classroom by adding a theme or picture. Go. Intermediates and advanced, I want you to use the Google Drawing template. Music. If you have a question, drop it in the chat. Great question for yourself. And I'll drop it in the chat for you. Teresa, I've dropped the link in the chat to the Google Drawing template, but it's also on this slide. Sorry about that. All right, I'm going to stop talking now. So hopefully you had a chance to change the theme on your Google Classroom. Thumbs up if you can hear me okay. I see some thumbs. Yep, awesome. Now, I want you to give me a double thumbs up. If your camera's on, give me a double thumbs up if you have completed almost all 5 of the first baby steps to Google Classroom. Or actually, show me with your fingers how many steps have you completed. The first step was to sign in. The second step was to create a class. The third step was to post an announcement, add students, change the theme. How many steps have you completed? All 5. Way to go, Guadalupe. Laura, 4. Nice. Awesome. Way to go, Mrs. O'Shawn. 3. Way to go, Mrs. S. Okay. Let's move on, guys. You're doing great. Now, there is another part to customizing your class. And thank you, Jessica. Thank you, Rosie. And it has to do with your settings in Google Classroom. This may be the most advanced part, but I think you'll be okay with it. Most of you are moving along nicely. So to find your settings, you're going to click on the settings gear in the top right corner of your Google Classroom. Then what I'd like you to do is add a class description, including a welcome and the purpose of your Google Classroom. Under general settings, you'll see the class code that I showed you before, where you can display, reset, or copy it. For the stream, you can decide what posting and commenting permissions you want your students to have. Do you want them to post and comment anything, anytime, or do you want to restrict that? For classwork, are you going to hide, you can hide notifications on the stream, so only your announcements show up on the stream, but no classwork shows up on the screen. And then you can also generate a secure Google Meet link within Classroom that only your students can have access to and will only be active when you are in the Google Meet meeting. It's like Zoom, but created by Google. Not quite as robust as Zoom. Now, for my advanced users, well, I'm going to show you. So I'm going to walk you through these steps. I'm going to model for you what this looks like. So when you're in your Google Classroom, to find the settings, look for the gear in the top right corner. It's right next to your waffle and your profile picture. So I'm going to click on that gear, and now I'm in class settings. Below the name, this is where you can rename your class if you want. But here, you can write your class description. And if I was writing this, I would write it as if I was writing a class description for my students' parents, as if they were going to be looking over the shoulder of their student and reading this. So I would say something like, welcome to your Google Classroom, where we will be learning and having fun together online. This is where you will find all of the assignments and resources for learning. Something like that. Under General, You can manage invite codes. Right now it's enabled, but you can disable that link. And there's the invite code. Ooh, this is new. So cool. There's the class code where you could display that and they could just join from there. Next to the stream, do you want your students to post and comment anything, anytime on the stream? Or do you only want them to comment on what you've posted? Or maybe you only want students, maybe you only want teachers to post and comment. You don't want kids to communicate with you in Google Classroom, which distance learning, maybe start with students can only comment. Now, advanced users, you can also mute students so they cannot comment if they can't handle it. Show deleted items, there's a switch for that. Guardian summaries, where guardians can get a weekly summary of the assignments in classroom. And then there's also a Google Meet switch. You can turn this on so there is an active Google Meet link where students can go, and it's now visible to students. So you're making these decisions and then clicking save. So I'm going to give you 2 minutes to find your way to the settings and make decisions. 2 minutes. On your marks, get set, go. I'm going to stop talking. Drop your questions in the chat. Music. So hopefully you had a chance. Thumbs up if you were able to make some decisions in the settings in your Google Classroom. All right, Mrs. O'Shan got to do that. Mrs. Rosas, thank you. Thanks, Jeremy. Awesome. All right, let's move forward, guys. Someone was asking about my backgrounds. This is a virtual background via Zoom, and I don't believe Chromebooks can do it, but PCs and Macs can. And if you wanted to choose one, you could click on your pull-down menu next to the stop video on your Zoom browser, choose virtual background, and then you can choose a video or picture. So, does anyone have any questions so far? You guys are so quiet. This is like traditional teachers way back in the days dream, like a class of silent students. That could be a bad sign. That could be a bad sign. All right, moving forward. Okay, now we're getting into the good stuff, guys. I probably should have started with this so we could spend like more time on this. But again, we're not going to get through all 10 baby steps, but we're on number 6, which is create topics. This is what you're going to do, guys. You're going to go to Google Classroom. Click on the class that you want. Click on classwork this time. It's right in between the stream and people. Classwork. At the top, you're going to click on, you're going to click the create button and select topic. Then you're going to type the name of your topic and then click add. And I used to do topics by subject, but I no longer do that anymore. I do topics by week. So week 1, week 2, week 3. If you can add a date and like the theme for that week, that would be even helpful, more helpful. So I'm going to model to you guys how this is going to look. So I'm in my Google Classroom. I click on classwork at the top. Then I'm going to click create. I'm going to go down to topic. And here, I'm going to call this week 10. And then I'm going to put a theme for that week. I don't know, whatever your theme is for that week. Stay safe. And I can even include the date, October 19th through the 23rd. And now I've made my topic. So here's what I'd like you guys to do. I would like you to take some time and I would like you to create 3 topics. Now, before I release you to do this, pro tip for my advanced users, add emojis to your topic. So adding an emoji at the beginning of your topic will make it more visually identifiable and appealing to your students. If you're creating topics with week 1, week 2, think of an image that represents that week and insert an emoji. You can use the insert special characters on a Google Docs slide or sheet or drawing, or you can go to Emojipedia. And I'm going to copy this link and drop it into the chat. And Mrs. O'Shawn, I'm really sorry about your internet connection. I'm sorry. Do the best you can with what you have, and then maybe go back to skim through the video. Sorry about that. So I'm gonna give you guys some time to create some topics. Try to create 3 topics for 3 separate weeks. What's coming up next? On your marks, get set, go. Drop your questions in the chat. You have about 30 more seconds to create 3 topics. Again, you go to Google Classroom, click on classwork, plus create button, and click type. Let's move on to number 7. Step number 7. We've gotten really far today, guys. And this is where we're going to be ending our time. I'm going to, in about 7 minutes, we'll close it out in 7 minutes. So we're probably not going to complete this step or the next one. No, yeah, maybe 5 more minutes. So step number 7 is to create assignments, questions, and class materials. But for our purposes, we're just going to create an assignment. So this is how you create an assignment. Number 1, go to classroom.google.com, click on your class, click on classwork at the top. At the top, click that plus create button. You're going to select assignment. You're going to title it, add instructions, and add or create resources. Now, pro tip, assignment titles. Try using a number system like #001, #002, and title your assignments with a short task-oriented specific instruction. Add emojis to take it to the next level. For example, on this slide, I have a bunch of examples. I want to just copy those. I'm just going to copy these so you can see them in the chat. Will they show up in the chat? Yeah, kind of. They kind of do. So now I'm going to model for you what I'm talking about. So I'm going to go to Google Classroom and get lost. There it is. So I'm in Google Classroom. I click on Classwork. I click Create, and then I select Assignment. The title, I'm going to start it with #001 space an emoji check in on Flipgrid. And then under the instructions, I'm going to put step-by-step instructions. 1, click on the Flipgrid link. 2, click on the green plus button. Step number 3, record a short video to share how you are feeling today. Submit this assignment. Misspelled. Corrected. Now from here, I can add a drive file or a link to my Flipgrid, which is what I would do with Flipgrid, or a file uploaded from my computer, or a YouTube video so I can have them watch and then respond to a question. Over on the right side, I'm going to choose who is this for. Which classroom am I going to assign this to? I can assign it to multiple classrooms or just one. Do I want it for all of my students, or do I want to select specific students? How many points do I want? Ungraded. When do I want it due? I don't. What topic do I want it under? Oh, I'm going to have it be under week 10, stay safe. And then next to it, the assign button, there's a pull down menu where I can assign it now, schedule it for the future, or save it as a draft to work on it later. I'm going to assign it now because I want you guys to see this. Where did it go? It's here. It's right under week 10. #001 check-in on Facebook, or check-in on Flipgrid, excuse me. So that is how you create an assignment. Now I'm going to give you guys 3 minutes to create 1 or 2 assignments. And if you need some ideas, just look in the chat because I shared 5 different assignments. On your marks, get set, go. And I'm going to walk my beginners through this a little more slowly. And if you have a question, you can drop it in the chat. So beginners, you're going to go to your Google Classroom. I'm going to give you a few moments to get there. Once you're there, click on Classwork at the top. Then you're going to click the blue plus create button on the left. Select assignment and title it. Start with #001 and put check-in, or whatever you want to say. Take just a few seconds to type in some instructions. You can add a pre-created something, either a Google Drive document, a link, a file, or a YouTube video, or you can create, oh, I didn't show this to you guys. You can create a doc, slide, sheet, drawing, or form on the fly. So if you want them all to write something in a document, I'm going to click Doc. It's going to create a document and open it in a new tab, and I can create a template. When I go back to my Google Classroom assignment, I can have students, I can make it so students can view this file so they can't change it, or all students can edit this one document, or I can make a copy for each student. And then decide what topic it's going to be under, and then assign that guy. Or save it as a draft to work on it later. I'm going to give you 1 more minute, and I'm going to stop talking. Drop questions in the chat. A question in Google Classroom, just like you created the assignment. And I'd also have you create class materials. I have the step-by-step instructions here for you to do that. Baby step number 8 would be to add resources to your posts, where you're adding documents to from your drive, or creating a document on the fly. No time for that. Step number 9 would be communicate with your students. I have some links here on 4 different ways to communicate with your students. Step number 10, learn more about Google Classroom. In fact, if you wanted to level up on Google Classroom, I'm going to drop in the link to how you can level up to Google Classroom. Let me find it right now before I forget. Copy link. I'm going to drop this in the chat. So if this was a little dull for you, a little boring, because it's very basic. Oh, Karen wants to know, how can you delete what you created today? Let's show you that right now. Great question, Karen. So let's say you created a fake assignment, but you really don't want your students seeing it or doing it because it's embarrassing because it's not complete. Find any assignment under classwork, click those 3 dots, delete, and then delete. So I'm going to do that with these 2 assignments. 3 dots, you have to mouse over it sometimes if you want to see it, and then delete. Now, if you wanted to edit an assignment, 3 dots, edit, but you can't save it as a draft once you've already posted it. So I hope that helps. So guys, thank you so much for coming to 10 Baby Steps to Google Classroom. Oh, actually, let's get to the right slide here. Sorry about that. So here's a bunch of links on step number 10 to learn more about Google Classroom. One thing that I need to add is how to level up to Google Classroom. There's a video there I did earlier this week for other East Whittier participants. What I recommend for all educators is to go to Twitter, get an account. Twitter's dominated by educators, hundreds of thousands, sharing amazing things. So if you want to know more about it, you can explore this slide, and this will have a place for you to get started. So thank you guys so much for your for showing up and participating. I really appreciate it. And if you want to find the attendance link, it is on 10 Baby Steps for Google Classroom. I'll drop this link into the chat. I don't know if you have to sign out. I know it's a sign in. I don't know. I don't know what the procedure is. But if you guys have time on the website under evaluation, it will take you 30 seconds to choose 10 Baby Steps for Google Classroom. How would you rate this course? Today, I felt pretty good. I'm going to give myself an 8. And then how can I make it better? If you thought it was amazing, that's because a bunch of teachers gave me ideas on how to make it better. So if you have an idea, don't hide it, share it. Sharing is caring. Oh, Teresa, that is such a great question. And since it's such a great question, oh, you guys have such great questions. If you've already given me feedback and you need to go, I'll see you next time. See you later. If you want to hang out for another minute or two, I'm going to answer a few questions because these are really good questions that are being asked. So if you got to go, we'll see you later. I release you. Thank you guys for coming. And if you want to wave and turn on your camera or unmute your mic and say goodbye, you can. You're welcome, Mrs. Munoz. You're welcome, Cindy. So glad you got to come. See ya. I believe it's Sandra. You're welcome. MT or M Temiam. I can't. I'm sorry. I'm going to slaughter your name. All right. For those of you who are hanging out, yes, emojis. You're welcome. Thank you, Elizabeth. Have a great evening. I'm going to go make dinner after this. Brussels sprouts and bacon. See you later, PH. Kathy, you're so welcome. So glad you got to come. I hope you're able to get through it okay. I'm sorry about the technical difficulties. All right. If you're still hanging out here, 2 questions I'm going to answer right now. Consolidating emails on notifications. Check this out. You go to classroom.google.com. We're in my class. I want to make a decision about notification emails. I'm going to click on these 3 pancakes in the top left. That's the Google Classroom menu. I'm going to go down to the bottom where it says settings. So again, when you're in your Google Classroom, 3 pancakes on the top left, go down to settings at the very bottom. Then, this is glorious. Make decisions about what email notifications you want to receive. Do you want to receive any? No. Turn them all off. You will not know who is posting in your Google Classroom, or if they've turned in an assignment or whatever. You won't know anything about it. You will not receive any email about that class. But there may be some things that you want to get emails about, like comments on your post, classes you're enrolled in as a student, classes that you teach. What emails do you want to receive notifications? And it will go into even more depth. Maybe there's only a few classes you want to receive notifications on. So you can turn off notifications for specific classes. So that was the first question. Question number 2, what if you created a fake class that you're not going to use and you don't need a fake class? I have a bunch of them. Here's what you do. You're going to click on your 3 pancakes and go to classes. When I say 3 pancakes, I'm talking about 3 horizontal lines. Some people call it a hamburger. I call it 3 pancakes. Then you're going to click on classes. Once you're here, find your fake class. Click on the 3 dots and archive it. And then archive. Now, you're saying, wait a second, I want to delete it. Well, we can do that. Click on those 3 pancakes. Go into archive classes. Find that fake one you just archived. 3 dots. Delete forever. It's gone. You cannot undo this action. Goodbye, fake Google Classroom. All right. Well, guys, that's it. That's all I got. I hope you have a great evening. Thank you for coming. Feel free to unmute your mic and wave.
Thank you for doing that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thanks for everything.
Bye.
Thanks.
Bye.
Any information is great.
One quick question? Did you initially say to sign in twice for some reason? I don't know if I missed that. Oh, I can't even hear you. Sorry, I don't know.
There was 2 sign-ins on one side. One was on one side and one was the other. Did
Oh,
you do both
just
of
do
them?
the one form. Submit it. Oh, you mean because there was
form
one
to
for
submit, and then there was another form to submit.
on the left.
Yeah,
Okay.
2 sides.
Yeah, but one page, right? Okay. Thank you.
End our time. Have a great evening.
Thank you.